So 2 years ago, here at TED, I reported we discovered at Saturn with the Cassini spacecraft an enormously warm and geologically active region at southern tip of the Saturnian moon. Seen here, the region seen here for the first time with the Cassini image taken in 2005 at the South Polar region with the famous tiger stripe fractures crossing the South Pole, and seen just recently in late 2008. Here is again the region, now half in dark because the South Hemisphere was experiencing the onset of August and eventually winter. I reported we made this mind-blowing discovery, once in a lifetime discovery of towering jets erupting from those fractures at the South Pole, consisting the tiny water crystals, the tiny water ice crystals, accompanied by water vapor and simple chemical compositions, simple chemical compounds like carbon dioxide and methane. At the time, 2 years ago, I also mentioned that we were speculating that these jets come from geysers erupting from the pockets or chambers of liquid water underneath this surface, but we weren't really sure. But these implications of these results of a possible environment that can support biological chemistry and perhaps life itself were so exciting that in the intervening 2 years, we have focused more on answering this, and we have found Cassini spacecraft flying by the moon now several times and flying deeper and closer into the jets, into denser region of the jets. So now we have come away with some findings, very precise compositional measures. We found that chemical compounds coming from this moon are much more complicated than we previously reported. While there is no amino acid, we found things like propane, benzene, hydrogen cyanide, formaldehyde, and we also found that tiny ice crystals now look for all the world that like they are frozen droplets of salty water, which is the discovery that suggests those jets might in fact not only do the jets come from the pockets of liquid water, but the liquid water actually is in contact with rock, and it's an environment and it's a circumstance that can supply chemical energy and chemical compounds needed to sustain life. And we were so encouraged by these results, and we were much more confident than we were 2 years ago. At this moon under the South Pole, we might indeed have an environment or a zone that is hospitable to living organisms. Whether or not there are living organisms, there is entirely different matter, and that will have to await the arrival back at and service of spacecraft, hopefully sometime in the near future, specifically equipped to address that particular question. But in the meantime, I like to invite you to imagine the day when we might journey to the Saturnian system and to visit enter this interplanetal geyser park just because we can.